Now let's get into the home run you just recently hit and the story behind it. My gosh, it's going to get a little dusty in here, gents. I'll be very honest with you. Who is Chloe Grimes? Who is this fan of yours?
Yeah,
Brett?
so I want to give you the rundown.
Please.
And I haven't told the whole story yet. So on Monday, we get a group text from the Rays front office saying, "Hey, every Tuesday, we're going to have a Warrior of the Day. We want to do more with the community." And, when they say our community, like I'm from St. Pete, that is my community. So it means a little more to me, born and raised and playing Major League Baseball. Like, what a blessing. I'm so blessed. So I'm like, we get a message saying Chloe Grimes, who's battling cancer for a second time, will be out there tomorrow, Tuesday, to throw out the first pitch. And there was nothing else to the message. Like, no one, you weren't obligated to do anything. But in my mind, I was like, I want to meet this girl. All right, I don't know. Like, I just want to go, give her some love, pour into her. So, sorry, I'm cold, guys. I'm out here in Chicago. But
no problem.
So the game rolls around, and I go out there, and there's this girl. She's playing catch with her brother. And I go up to her, and she's just full of joy. Holy cow. She's got a smile on her face. She's super excited to see me. And I'm like kind of looking around like, do I have the right girl? Right? Like, this is a girl who's battling cancer right now? And she says, I have a present for you. And I'm like, for me? And she pulls out a softball, which was one of her game balls, and it's got Brett Phillips written on it. And then she pulls out a piece of paper with her picture, and it says, "To Brett Phillips, you're like my favorite player." And then she wrote me a note, a third gift that just says, "Thank you so much for being awesome. Like, you're always smiling and having fun." And then she gives me a bracelet, and I have the bracelet on. It's not coming off. It says, "Rally for Chloe, our princess warrior." And I said, "Chloe, this is going to bring me so much good luck and so much energy and power." And I said, "I'm going to do something cool for you." And so she threw out the first pitch. Usually Raymond catches the first pitch. That's our mascot. And I said, no, like, would you mind if I catch the first pitch? She's like, "Yes, I want you to catch the first pitch." So she throws it. She did a great job. I give her a hug. And during the game, my first at-bat, I came up with the bases loaded. And I struck out, and I come up for my second at-bat in the third, and they already had the interview planned before the game that they were going to interview Chloe in the third inning. It didn't matter if I was up to bat. It didn't matter, like, regardless of the circumstances, that's when they were scheduled, Valley Sports, to interview Chloe. So I hit that home run, didn't think much of it, but just like, wow, that was really cool. Well, a teammate of mine who was inside came up to me later in the game and said, "Hey, listen, I don't know if you know this or not, but they were interviewing Chloe while you hit that home run, while she was saying you were her favorite player." And I was just mind blown. Like, holy cow, like, this is how special, how cool is that? So then after the game, Trisha had interviewed me, and I just, I was touched. My wife's like, "That's only the third time in 7 years I've ever seen you cry." And I was like, just the emotional, aspect of it all. And for me, it, I'm a believer, right? Like, it just solidifies everything in my life and how I go about my business. Like, to have a moment like that for my story is so cool. But at the end of the day, you have an 8-year-old girl who is battling cancer for the second time in her life. And she chose that morning to bring me gifts, to think about me, to think about someone else, to put a smile on her face, to go about her business the right way with joy and passion and her energy. There is no reason that any of us can't do the same. And that's perspective.
Beautiful, Brett. I mean, every last word you said, beautiful. And the impact that we can all have, that sometimes we don't realize we can have, is so powerful. It really, really is. And I do believe it powered you to homer. Did you say after the game that was the hardest you hit a ball? Like, is that
was the hardest I've hit a ball in my career. Like, wow. Honestly,
I love it.
It's that's what makes sports just so cool. It's what makes life just, through the circumstances, through everything going on. Like, when things like that come about, these are things that we need to take a moment and really dissect and understand. Like, it's more than us, right? And for me, it also it poses a question that I've been thinking about, and it's a question that I think we can all ask ourselves. We have to deal with consequences for our actions on a daily basis. And for me, I've learned that the consequences from good actions are a lot better than the ones from our bad actions. Meaning, if I go about my business each and every day the right way, where I give love and respect and energy, the consequences from that have always been good. And that's just it. So again, I mean, it solidifies something like that, just continues to propel me in a positive direction. And I just hope people can think about that in their lives and go, find just inspiration from Chloe. And, we continue to rally together to just be good people for each other. That's what it comes down to.
You're the man, Brett Phillips. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.